change equipment. We haven't done the last set on the female character yet. I think I've done one of them for now, all of them on each gender. But the feather one, feathered set looks really good on the female character. It's got like that whole sexy look. Whereas when I did it on my old Geralt, just didn't look too good. Also, we're gonna go with the insect glaive this time. A weapon that I'm not... Sorry, it's like the switch axe for me. I'm not too familiar with it. And the insect glaive has some mechanics that you kind of have to read up on. At least if it's your first time using it. It has some very interesting movesets. Especially with the pole vaulting, which I'll try to showcase extensively as we go. But the biggest thing to learn about it, I believe, is the kinsect, which... No, I think it's called the kinsect, right? Like the kinsect, the little insects that you shoot out and like harvest and drains the sort of the essences and buffs from the monster. Basically, there's like white, red, and orange and green, I think, but I think there's only white, red, and orange because of the insect type from the beta. Depending on where you generally, or like which enemy, you basically shoot out your insect and then it comes back with a buff. That's, I'm sorry, I'm doing a terrible job right now. Jump attack! For a Monster Hunter game though, it is so impressive to be in the air. Like, it's such an impressive thing. Using this weapon for the first time, it was so mind-blowing because there's a lot of tall enemies, tall monsters, you know, that you can't really reach certain areas with regular weapons. You know, like the Rathalos is constantly in the air until you get its wings down enough or something like that, right? But let's just take it slow and then just try to... I'm gonna try to showcase just some of the attacks. A lot of the melee attacks I find really hard to remember specifically. Like when you hold the triangle button or just a regular attack button with a greatsword, you know you're doing a charge. But with the insect glaive, I find myself mashing triangle and circle a lot. Just stringing multiple attacks again and again and again. Because it has a very switch axe longsword kind of style where... It doesn't really matter which attack variation you go for, but a lot of them are just generally strong by itself, and I just go for it. And the quest is for the large jaguars this time where, you know, I don't even have to do the buzz, like this guy's just freebie. But I'm not confident enough with the insect glaive to go for the bigger guys. Not yet. Isn't this so cool though? Like, the little dino guys, I can't remember their names, they're just as big as the large jaguars, if not the same, right? And he basically increases his body size by 2. He's just bloated and fat. He's gonna take him back to his home.
That looks so tasty.
That looks so tasty. It better be tasty. Alright, let's go, shall we? Basically, with the insect glaive, you want to have the buffs on at all times. Oh, we already got a mount attack in there, Jesus. Okay. So you have your regular attacks, right, to like, you know, stun him, gaze, and kind of thing. But if you move up and down on the glaive, it's very similar to the head-to-tail anime strike that the dual blades has. You know, when you're in demon mode, or you don't even have to be in demon mode, actually. You just do the whole Attack on Titan vertical strike, hit them like 50 times, right? So we already have the red buff on, and I think the orange one, if I remember correctly, I think the orange one is for defense. Like, it's like the same coloring as some of the buffs that you apply. Like, the demon powder is red, right? And the orange powder is hard shell. The white one, I believe, is movement speed. And depending on which ones you have active, they kind of mix together for like bigger, more buffs kind of thing. Just from what I've read. But the pole vaulting is super satisfying. There's also another thing too, which I'm not really too sure of, so forgive me. You see the swarm of purple flies there just now, right? Sometimes when you attack or when you shoot out the insect, it leaves off this small little area of just swarm of flies, like these fireflies here. When you attack them, I think they kind of explode. I think they do damage. I'm not really too sure if they apply status debuff or have some kind of like stamina draining knockdown effect or anything like that. It just from the visuals alone, from what I could tell, it just does damage, at the very least, right? Also, if you have the red buff on, right, the damage buff, I think some of your attack animations change. Not just the glow and glare from your blades, but certain attacks I think have multiple hits on it too, just from what I noticed. Yeah, I really don't know which attack to go for, because I just spam triangle and circle, and it just kind of does the job. With some of the other weapons, I know what attacks that I'm doing, right? Like if I need to hit certain angles or reach high, long, right? But Insect Glaive is just, holy shit, he died fast. I'm sorry. With the Insect Glaive though, like it's just fun. I just love going in the air and just constantly pole vaulting. Because when you press X, you do a mid-air dash, right? And even when you do a mid-air dash, I don't think you have iframes. I don't think you have iframes. I think that'd just be a little bit too cheap. You do use up stamina though, right? And then you could just do, you could press circle for your pole vaulting attack. If you land, after the attack, if you land anywhere near a monster, I think you automatically pole vault back up without using stamina. So you could potentially keep on pole vaulting over and over and over as long as you manage your stamina correctly. I'm so sorry, like I was trying to explain some things, just from things that I've, just my speculation on it, just some general gameplay, but this is way too short. I think I'm gonna do another one. Like I said, I wasn't too confident in going for the bigger dudes. The Barith, I think, is too hard-headed for me to use the Glaive. I feel like a lot of my attacks are just gonna deflect, so... No, Angie, on the other hand... No, he's a pain in the ass. I think I'll try Diablos just for fun. I'm not gonna be able to kill the Diablos, no way. Like, Diablos requires more experience. Definitely more experience and weapons that I'm familiar with. Insect Glaive, I'm still learning. 15. I believe it was 15. Yes. I believe it was 15. But the cool thing is too, like while you're just doing a regular combat, you can almost instantaneously go into a vault, pole vault, right, and then dodge whatever attacks. Like, because a lot of the attacks, they're probably gonna like swipe you down, or like tail swipe, charge at you, things like that you can probably dodge overhead if the monster is not overly gigantic, right? Like I'm gonna try it out with the Diablos here, see if we can just jump over his charge attacks. I don't think I'll do a lot of damage because I don't know, Diablos just has a lot of hard-headed points.
Be careful. That must be who rules the roost around here. Don't mess around with that.
13 on the head, not bad though. His head's usually the stronger part because of the horns. Damage buff, let's go. Missed it. Fucking missed it again. You can just have the insects go wherever you're pointing, or you can shoot out these little pheromones, I think, to get even more accuracy. Right there, I landed a little bit on the monster, right? A little bit on Diablo, so I was able to pull the whole... Wow. Jesus, man. Shit, this is bad. This is bad. This is bad. Oh, wow, this is so bad. Yo, come on. I just want to showcase some of the gameplay, man. And just because you're up in the air for so long, depending on how you play, right? You have a chance, higher chance, and more opportunities to rodeo and mount the monster. So if you're playing with teammates, you give them opportunities to get freebies, essentially. While everybody else is just struggling to deal damage and counter certain movesets, you have the chance to basically get on top of its body and keep him controlled. Even though the monster is going to be moving around all over the place, it's not going to be attacking your teammates. That's the beauty of the mounting. I call it mounting. I think there's a specific term for it. I just call it mounting. Because that's pretty much what it is. Just a general term. Round 2. Round 2, big guy. Let's go. Please go easy on me. Oh, wow. I'm so lucky there. I was trying to mount there. It didn't work. Really good damage. Like, you think about it, 2332 just for a single attack. That's really good damage. The jumping, advancing slash, the pole vault circle attack, right? I don't think it's meant for damage. However, the application of it, being able to go in the air whereas other classes can't, right? Without the slides or without certain weapon movesets. You know, I don't even think. Well, yeah, you kind of have like the longsword with the helm diver, helm slicer, right? But not on manual like the insect glaive can, right? Look at that, we just got a mount attack easily. I didn't have to use a slide or hill to jump off and do it. Go up and down. Not a lot of damage. Not a lot of damage. It does use a little bit of stamina every single time. Just a bit. Just a bit. Not too much, though. Oh, that's like no damage. But the point of it is to basically keep the monster contained and knock him down, right? Yeah, and also it doesn't look like the enemies and the monsters can activate the swarm of the fireflies themselves. You know, I should have tried pole vaulting over, man. I should have seen if I was able to dodge over. I'm pretty sure you can. It just doesn't have iframes, but I should be high enough if I time it correctly with the charge. Come on, let's get more buff. What is this, orange? Orange, deep end. Come on, give me the red one. Let me finish it. Let me finish it with all three. Give me the red one. Because even with the swarm of fireflies, I don't think they appear 100% of the time I apply the little pheromone shooting thing. I don't think so. Like, it feels random at times. And then when you attack it yourself, it does damage, right? To nearby monsters. Try to get a mounting attack in there, didn't work. But next time I'll go for a, just a regular, not a regular, circle attack. Huh? Freebie, time to heal up. Let's go. Dodge it. Ah, shit, no, I pressed the wrong button there. I don't even know how you press a fucking wrong button. Like, how do you just press a wrong button? And it's really cool that the Diablos can stick his horns into the environment. I think it was like that in the other games too. Like, some bigger monsters can like crash themselves and stumble upon big environmental pieces. In the 5 minutes that it started, I don't think I did a really good job because I died. Like 10 seconds in, I got hit twice, I died. And then I basically hit like 60 times just now, man. And we're already low on sharpness too. Diablos is just a hard shell dude. Just a hard shell dude. I feel like the Bareth is more hard shell, but he's a lower tier. He's much of a lower tier than Diablos is. Diablos' horns is his hardest point. Tail too. Oh, that is not what I wanted to do. I wanted to shoot out the, I wanted to shoot out the Kinsect, but I got the, button mixed up. Because I was supposed to take out my weapon first before I press R2, and not press R2 while holding L2, because it would just give you the slinger. No, see right there. Even if you think you're high enough, chances are, depending on the hitboxes, you're not. Because, like, it really looked high enough there. That was the first one. Because he was going uphill and I was going downhill, right? So I had the advantage. But this one was more of an, him going downhill and I'm going uphill. But it's pretty self-explanatory, the instant glaive for the most part. Just get the buffs up as soon as you can, right? Or just get the attacks in there. Pole vault up. And get the jumping attacks in there if you need to do certain attacks, if you need to reach certain areas, you know, dodge attacks, if you wanted to mount, etc. Me saying that this is a very mobile weapon would kind of be an understatement. Even on the ground, you have a lot of mobility. Fuck, that was bad. But in the air, for a Monster Hunter game, it is very impressive how it plays out. Because you got these big-ass monsters and you're just cutting up their faces when they're standing. Whereas other players and characters would just have to constantly go for, you know, the legs, the knee, like the tummy area or the tail, right? You have the liberty to attack the monsters wherever, whenever. With the application and the mechanics that allow you to do that, you think you don't do a lot of damage, but with the right affinity and the right area, you do a lot of damage. It may not look like it, but it does. It adds up. Oh, I almost got hit there by the second charge. I got too greedy. I got too greedy. I know I'm doing pretty bad right now, so I don't know, it's still fun. It's still fun, but I know I'm just doing like dog shit right now. Alright, we got all 3 buffs, let's go. It's very cinematic too. Cause like what other weapon, what other tool is gonna give you that, you know, upward, higher viewpoint? Unless you're like fighting near a cliff or something like that where your teammates are keeping them distracted and you're just, oh, that's bad. Nice. It's so anime too, like you're doing like a million slashes just all over its body. And I think, right there, I was talking about how some of the attacks change, right? As you may have seen just now, there's like 3 or 4 different vertical swinging slashes, but if you don't have the buff on, I think you do just a single strike. Very interesting weapon. I want to play around with it more, and I definitely want to learn more about it. Because obviously my favorites would be the weapons that I'm familiar with, right? But just evading in the air, you know, not even attacking in the air to get that horizontal boost, but just pressing X in the air and evading. Very cool. Very cool. Let's go. I couldn't see shit. Oh my god. I couldn't see shit because a lot of the weapons have jumping slash attacks or striking attacks, right? When you're sliding, but I really couldn't see anything. His head, his entire body got in the way. I still got the mount attack in there though. But the thing is, with the insect glaive, I'm not sure if this is more effective than poking its body with the tiny dagger. Or just jabbing it like I am right now. Because when you move up and down the body, you do those slashes, it does damage. I would assume that... I can't assume. I just don't know if it's more effective than just going for the regular attacks. But I think out of all the weapons so far, the insect... Oh my god, it's a threesome. But the insect glaive, I think, is exclusive to a special attack while you're mounted. Before the execution. Other weapons, you just be moving up and down, right? But with the insect glaive, you're the one that's capable of attacking while you're moving up and down. Oh. Rocksteady Mantle does give you poise. You still eat a lot of damage. It reduces the damage too, right? Because it does give you defense with poise. However, that's still a lot of damage that I just received. You don't really want to get hit in Monster Hunter. You can afford to get hit in these games, just not that often. Oh! Wait, no, because there's a special attack that the Diablos does on the Bareth. Like, Diablos has huge horns, right? Imagine what he can do to the Bareth. Like, just imagine. Oh man, I don't think he's gonna do it. Because I remember seeing one, he's running away too. I remember seeing one where he jams his horns into the Bareth and then slams him back down. I might just be bullshitting, but I think I remember seeing something like that. Oh, even with the Rocksteady Mantle, man. Unless it ran out. Because it does say the effects have worn out. Yeah, I think it's worn out, yeah. Because look at that. I'm just wearing a tarp now.
You'll faint and be returned to the closest camp. Faint 2 minutes
Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna try the Diablos. I just can't do it. But Yeah, I'm still learning. I'm still learning this game, especially the insect glaive, but I hope I was able to showcase some of the gameplay and sort of just explain some of the mechanics. Thank you for watching, guys. If you want to see the other videos and some of the other weapons that I've already used, links will be down below. But thanks again, and I'll see you all next time.